Yo, what up? This your boy Uncle Luke. Make sure y'all check out Freaknik, the documentary, March 21st. Epic. Your mama will be on there shaking her ass. No question about it. Head, and more head. Your mama. Freaknik, the documentary on Hulu. March 21st. 21. Legal.
Has to be involved. You know, I think.
Oh my God.
I honestly think that's the problem with it. You know, it's 5 college kids that created this,
Right.
and when the city got involved, and we showed this in the doc, when the city got involved, nobody that was on their team. What up, y'all? Good morning. I'm up excited because Freaknik, the wildest party never told, is out right now on Hulu. Make sure y'all go stream it, share it, watch it over and over again if you missed something. This is a 30-year overdue hip-hop story, in my opinion. It's out right now. Freaknik, the wildest party never told, on Hulu.
I need to know, should people be afraid of this documentary on Freaknik?
Yes, people should, you know, if you didn't know who your daddy was and your mama went to Freaknik, then you might see your daddy in there.
So you're taking joy in
Of course.
This woman said she turned her life over to Christ.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. We're going to show why she turned her life over to Christ.
Up next.
What it do, YouTube? Is Coffee. Tap it back in, man, and y'all see what it is. The documentary is here, and there's all kinds of controversies going on. I don't know if y'all recall, man, back like a year ago or so, somewhere in that time frame, trailers started dropping and word started hitting that there was this Freaknik documentary on the way. There was viral TikToks, all kinds of ish out there where there was like women that were at Freaknik that were like, you know, had amazing careers and stuff like that. And we're like, oh my God, I'm so nervous, this, that, and the third. I think one of the women even actually said that she's seen herself in one of the trailers, as this was a whole nother era. It ain't like it is today, you know, with this blogosphere era and smartphones and information traveling and videos traveling faster than the speed of light. You feel me? Apologies for all the background noise, y'all. Bring you guys this one on the run. As I seen this doc on my Hulu feed last night and today, like, it's just wow, jumping off a lot. Like, it's a crazy controversy, but it's not a story we haven't heard before about corporate greed and corporate entities just snatching the life and soul and just anything out of a situation and cashing it in for dollars. You feel me? But like I was saying, it was a different era back then. Like you heard in those clips, man, Uncle Luke, Jermaine Dupri doing all the promo for this documentary. And I'm intrigued to see what their reaction, or if there will be one, in this whole situation with this controversy as well, which we're going to get to in a moment. So, you know, stay with me, y'all. And make sure you jump in the comments, you know, with your thoughts. If you've watched the documentary, if you were at the original Freakniks back in the day, or just any thoughts on this topic. You know, as always, that's how we rock over here. We coffee talk it up on music, entertainment, sports, current events, whatever. It's all about hearing from y'all, the people. So make sure you hit that buttons, but more importantly, join that convo and coffee talk it up with me. But yeah, you heard on that one talk show, that woman was telling Uncle Luke, like, one of the women from Freaknik back in the day, she said she turned her life over to Christ after her experiences at Freaknik and all that. And like I was talking about, you know, no devices and smartphones and ish like that. Back then, you know, like, for instance, I knew someone once, they had a good job, right? They had playoff tickets to a sporting event, but they couldn't get off work. So they flucked around and called in sick and was like, yo, we're good. We're going to the game, B. Life is lovely. And, you know, some wild ish like this had to go down for them to get caught up. Is during the game, I don't even think they had great seats like that or whatever, where they would get caught out there during the game, you know, just documenting the gameplay and recording the gameplay. They just at some point during a commercial, like going to commercial, something that camera panned over to where this individual happened to be sitting, and they was in wild trouble. But circumstances had to be something like that, or someone you knew just had to be there. Now, anywhere you go, you could get caught lacking on camera, you know. And we see with these IRL streamers, people all the time be out somewhere and be tripping, yo, this motherfucker's recording me, this, that, and the third, and law enforcement will get involved and be like, sir, you're in public, you can't expect privacy in public. You know, the most that really can happen is someone can trespass a motherfucker off their property or something like that. But I haven't watched the doc yet, you know. I haven't. I about to watch it after this. Again, intrigued to hear from those who've seen it. But I saw it open with a clip of 21 Savage, and I was like, wait, 21 Savage? Like, what in the fuck do he got to do with Freaknik? You know what I'm saying? Like, or what could he really tell us about it as? I was like, was he even born yet? And if he was born, was he still in the UK or was he in the A? You know? But what I was out the loop on and didn't really know is that this controversy, which we're about to get to right now, this guy, I believe his name is Neal, he had this vision, you know, and to bring back Freaknik and bring back the festival and, you know, kind of put a different spin on it, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to share what he had to say about this with y'all, but it kind of felt like, because, you know, Freaknik in some ways, you'd hear the media put like negative connotations on it, and, you know, there was protests and stuff like that, and the city got involved, and this gentleman had this vision to bring it back. And I didn't know as well, you know, again, I'm from this old era where you had to be there to really know something. I didn't really know that Freaknik had been brought back a few different times. And there was even some real recent ones, which I think this Carlos dude was involved in. And he even got with the some of the OGs that were involved in the original Freakniks and had the copyright and everything like that. And he poured his heart and soul into this, as well as a ish load of money, time, blood, sweat, and tears, and just had this vision. Like, again, I'm going to say, I'm going to let him tell it. And some people are probably like, well, Coffee, shut the fuck up and run the clip. But it's just fucked up, though, to really see the heartbreak in this guy's eyes, you know, because this is just my take, my reaction. You know, Atlanta has become so big on so many levels. You know, some call it Black Hollywood. You know, like a lot of individuals go to Atlanta the same way individuals go to Hollywood trying to get on in many different ways. And for people from the A, they're just very, very proud of their city. And to me, hearing this guy's story, he really seems to love where he comes from. And, you know, he just wanted this to be something special and just really bring it back in a major way and pay homage to the original festival, but at the same time make it greater than ever and just make it immortal. And then we see this.
All right, so Hulu, Disney, they have no seats for ATL. Everybody who they had out here, out of town, they trying to show love to people who had nothing to do with Freaknik. They kicked me out. The one that brought it back, the one that made it valuable to them, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, they trying to hijack the brand. You got a bunch of Hollywood motherfuckers. You got a whole bunch of Hollywood people that ain't never did have nothing. They don't know shit about ATL. They don't know shit about Kilo. They don't know shit about Raheem the Dream. They don't know shit about D4L. All they know is money. They just trying to get money, big dog. Big ass Hulu trying to hijack the brand. It's all good. Kicking your boy out. No worries. Cause we ATL gonna hold it down. They ain't even show ATL no love. They supposed to have ATL back in 23. They said, Los, do the documentary with your boy. We gonna goddamn, you know what I'm saying? We gonna make Freaknik bet, baby. I turned down 8 other networks to do it with Hulu. And this is what they do. This is how they get down. They don't care nothing about nobody but the money. They over here It's all good. Look, it's unfortunate because ATL, nobody from ATL is a bitch. ATL's a real city. They gonna do Austin, the motherfucking Austin ATL concert. I said, man, what the fuck? Y'all supposed to be doing Atlanta. Y'all agreed to do Atlanta. Y'all agreed to help me do a concert. You agreed to have Live Nation be a part of this. Bruh, Hulu flaw as fuck, bruh. Mass Appeal flaw as fuck. Fucking Swirl Films flaw as fuck, bruh. None of these niggas. I brought this bitch back after 20 years. Nobody knew what the fuck Freaknik was on. I brought it back, made it positive, made it something beneficial to the community. Working with city officials. You know what I'm saying? Doing what we do. And they want to act like we ain't shit. They want to act like they finna make millions off us. Fucking millions. It's all good, baby. Because guess what? Like I said earlier, Atlanta go hold Atlanta down. All my heroes have been arrested. They said, we gonna arrest you. I said, arrest me, baby. Because I'm standing for all my people. I'm standing for Westside. I'm standing for ATL. Every artist that came out on Freaknik, they said they had something to do with Freaknik. I included them. Every promoter, I included them. It's all good. Watch the documentary. Let's break records. It's just the beginning. But they whack as fuck.
So like I said, this is not a story we haven't heard before where, you know, people have this project and they got to collab with corporate entities, and then we hear the corporate entities just kind of hustle them, and, you know, they feel played and violated, and, you know, like I said in the beginning, they just suck the life force out of something to cash it in and monetize it, and that's all they really care about. Like I was saying in the beginning, I'm intrigued to see as Jermaine Dupri and Uncle Luke are like heavily involved in this, which I know JD's from the A, but ain't Uncle Luke from Miami? I mean, I know he still had a lot to do with Freaknik. I'm sure Two Live Crew's music was almost like the soundtrack to the original Freaknik. And you heard him saying something about Live Nation as well. I don't know if there's like a tour that's going to go on, as I'm hearing about the soundtrack to this as well, and Nas being involved. And like Nas is always typically involved in anything Mass Appeal. And it's disappointing to hear Mass Appeal is a part of this story of greed and, you know, doing an individual wrong. And it's so fucked up too. When I've heard a lot of people say certain projects they were working on were going wrong, a lot of times, like you heard him saying something about getting kicked out, or he'll tell that more story. We got one more clip to roll, but he was saying something about them not having seats for people from the A and stuff like that. And can you imagine that? Like I said, I've heard that story before where people collabed with like a big company on something, and then when they show up to the premiere dressed to the T, you know what I'm saying, looking fresh, got their +1 with them, their date, and they're like, yeah, you ain't on the list. There's no tickets for you. Like, could you imagine that after everything? And he said, this is what happens when you let a brand like Hulu, Mass Appeal, and Swirling Films hustle you on some Hollywood-ish. Make false promises to support your brand, fraud by indictment. Then you agree to give them a license to do the film. They act like they can steal the brand. And you see, he's putting this out from an official, verified Freaknik Festival page. And that seems to be part of his messages. Even this documentary went wrong, and he seems to have gotten robbed by these entities. He's trying to keep Freaknik alive in his vision for the future. You know, so in a sense, it's kind of like these, and he still is supporting the documentary. Like you heard him, he's urging people to watch it. Let's break numbers, run it up. Like, still wants the story to be told, and everyone to, for this to be big. And to me, that says a lot about someone, you know, to still, hey, go watch this, run this up, run these numbers up. Even though they played me, they stole, they thought they could steal the brand. Because that's what I was going to say. It's kind of like these corporate entities fucked up, because he's trying to still push on and do further stuff with Freaknik. And it's like all these brands that, you know, according to this gentleman, beat him, attempted to beat him in the head. All these, you know, big companies that attempted to, according to this gentleman, just steal this from him. It's like they got the documentary out, but now as he's trying to push on and keep it alive, they could have built a relationship and a rapport where they could have kept it pushing. But it seems, you know, in a sense, a lot of times the way people rock shows you what they're really in for, you know, the short cash in or the long game. But I don't know, here's this last clip where he goes more in detail about the story. So tap in, comment, share your thoughts. If you watch the documentary, like I said, if you were there in the original day, you know, will Uncle Luke and JD respond? Like JD being a guy from the A who seems to be all about his city. Seemingly, you think these dudes would, you know, link up and be able to do some great business together. But it seems like in this sense, Uncle Luke and JD are on some ish, like, you know, with Hulu, Swirl Films, Mass Appeal, all these different companies. He even mentioned Disney. I don't know. That's just wild, man. Think about that. You go to pull up to your event and there ain't no tickets for you. They're kicking you out, man. That's wild. Well, here's that other clip. Thanks for watching. Look forward to talking to you all in the comments. Subscribe. I'll catch you guys on further videos.
Hello, I'm Carlos Neal, and I got kicked out of my own private Freaknik.
The one that brought it back, the one that made it valuable to them.
How did I get here? Let's go on a little journey. In September 2008, I actually approached my dad about a crazy idea. I said, hey, Dad, I want to bring back Freaknik, but I want to make it more than just a party or some club. I want to do the biggest Freaknik since 1998, but in a way that no other promoter has attempted, because no one really knew the true value of what Freaknik could be, or they didn't believe in it. And I also wanted to make it positive.
Probably remember Freaknik.
It is coming back, people, but a little different this time. Channel 2 anchor Craig Lucy sat down with promoters and an artist. They say it's going to be totally different than what people witnessed in the streets of Atlanta decades ago.
This is not the Freaknik of the 90s. This is a celebration. Fast forward to June 22nd of 2019, and me and my team proved to the world with 19,000 attendees that Freaknik could happen. Despite protests, despite predictions of doom and violence, which all turned out to be untrue. In the true spirit of Freaknik, we found a way to celebrate it the way it was meant to be, with Black unity. I embarked on a mission fueled by passion and a deep connection to Atlanta's cultural heartbeat, Freaknik. I was determined to not just revive, but also reshape Freaknik into a celebration that Atlanta can be proud of again. Over the last 5 years, I've personally invested over $1.3 million into rebranding Freaknik, and I've lost over $380,000 in the process. But it was more than just a financial investment. It was a commitment to my city and to my late father's legacy. I faced not just financial hurdles, but a daunting task of really changing the public perception, fighting against the narratives of a bygone era that was marked by controversy. In 2020, alongside my colleague Slim Slank, we turned down a documentary offer, holding out for a partnership that would ultimately help honor the true spirit of Freaknik. And then we decided to produce our own documentary, and we made it free on YouTube, detailing the challenges that I faced in bringing this event back and making it positive. In 2002, we finally felt like the right partner came to us in Swirl Films and Mass Appeal. We ultimately ended up going to New York, meeting with the CEO and the VPs of Mass Appeal, and we told them what was important to us. They gave us promises of support. They said that we were going to spotlight Atlanta's culture, and we were going to help make sure that your goal of making Freaknik become politically acceptable with financial backing and large sponsorships will all be realized. However, to this day, those promises remain unfulfilled. And the respect and recognition due to key figure, Ron Green, and even myself was overlooked. I actually had to beg them to put George Hawthorne into the documentary. I ended up working with Ron Green, who was the promoter, and they both trademarked the Freaknik in the 90s. gave artists a platform for their music, and brought life to the event. In my journey, marked by sacrifice and determination, was about showing Freaknik wasn't just a memory, but was a living and thriving event to this day. But despite the setback and challenges, including all the missed promises from the direct support of those over at Swirl and Mass Appeal and Hulu, who promised to help me produce a festival in Atlanta, I still found a way to make Freaknik 23 happen. With the help of people like Cassie, Michael Williams, the Bonfire team, Joel over at Lethal DJs, my business partners, Tony, Wiz, Pat, my cousin Gary, and many, many others. It was a testament of resilience and the undying spirit of Atlanta's culture that created Freaknik in the 80s and 90s and has allowed us to build it to today. So while Hulu and the team can focus on the artists, we are the true untold heroes that are tirelessly working behind the scenes to revive Atlanta's history. This journey isn't just about preserving history. It's about writing a new chapter, one where the true custodians of Freaknik's legacy are recognized, and the celebration continues, not just a festival, but as a symbol of Atlanta's unyielding spirit and cultural richness. In conclusion, I'm asking everyone to watch the documentary, Let's Break Records, and please continue to support our journey as we take Freaknik to the future. Check out freaknikfest.com for information on our upcoming 2024 Freaknik and many other items coming. To quote the great philosopher Gucci Mane, I own the team I play for, so you can never bench me. Be blessed, everybody. Thank you for your support.